Hi, my name is Yazmin Cervantez. I studied abroad in Chester, England at the University of Chester in fall of 2021. I think what I enjoyed the most about it is that it was a small town and a lot of the people weren't really used to seeing abroad students. So it was fun getting to know like the people of the city, but it was close enough to Manchester, which is a pretty big city, that we're able to see like the rural areas and the big city. I've always wanted to study abroad just because I feel like it's an easy way to see the world and really immerse yourself in another culture. But especially after the pandemic, I was feeling like, kind of, what's the point of college? It's all online, it's all boring. And I really wanted to do something special before I finished college. This is my senior year, so I felt like I had to do it, and I'm so glad I did. It was so cold. Honestly, I wasn't used to it. It was cold and rainy, and we walked everywhere. I think like the only time I was ever in a car was when I got to the airport and was like taken to the dorm. And then after that, it was just trains and buses and boats and planes, and not really any other cars. I think I learned a lot about like American stereotypes and American culture in a way that how different we are from everyone else. I learned more probably about other cultures, honestly, than I did my own, especially going through history classes and multicultural competence classes while I was over there, in addition to visiting other countries. It was just overall a well rounding experience of immersing myself and learning about new cultures. I was a part of the ISEP program, so we got a monthly stipend while there, and that always came in cash. So I added that into my budget for like eating out and eating in general. For like my overall like time and experience there, I did work a lot over the summer and was able to save enough money to have like a very set amount that I could spend for each month. And I think having a list of things that I wanted to do and like kind of a mindset of how much I could spend while I was there really helped me budget and do everything I wanted to. The food was not good, honestly. I think that's like the one part about study abroad in England that I was complaining about the most. Given Chester does have like an international food market that we would go to a lot, whenever we had to make our own food or go to like a local place, it was kind of tough dealing with the food there. I'm Latina, so I'm used to a lot of spices and very specific Mexican foods that I can find very easily here. And finding that in England was just difficult. Like they don't have ranch, it's just mayonnaise for everything. And they don't have spice anything, genuinely. And like even like the Latin foods that I did find weren't actually like Latin, it was like Spaniard food. So like when I thought I was getting like the authentic like Latino food, it wasn't even that. So other places had really good food, like don't get me wrong, like you could find good food, but for the most part it was like pasta and bad pesto. Yeah, like how do you mess up pesto? Honestly, at the University of Chester, nightlife was kind of the center of all socials. You don't have to be 18 to drink there, and there was a bar on campus. So it was pretty fun. Like every night, they would do a different event on the bar. Like Monday nights was always very busy for some reason. And I was a part of the few different societies. I was part of tennis society, archaeology society, and history. And every Wednesday, all of those societies and every other one on campus would get together at the SU and do a pub crawl around the city. So the nightlife was always one of the main ways to get involved on campus. I think my biggest challenge while abroad was like initially like going out and making friends and meeting new people. I really had to learn to say yes, and instead of like staying in my bed and staying in my room with like the other people from America who I knew and the other study abroad students, like going out and meeting other people from the campus and from the city and really immersing myself was difficult at first. I felt a little isolated just because I was so far. I felt bad that I left my family and friends, honestly. I was feeling a little guilty about being away. But I think once I got past that and I started realizing I'm only here for a limited amount of time and I really needed to see as much as I could while I could, it became a lot easier to say yes to things. I think quick thinking and being open-minded were probably the top two skills I used throughout my time there. Open-mindedness is pretty much a given when you're studying abroad. There's a lot of things that you see that you're probably not familiar with, and being open-minded about those things helps you understand them and not be as judgmental or be quick to jump to conclusions about stereotypes and stuff. And then for quick thinking, we were put in a lot of pretty tough situations while abroad. I traveled a lot. I was in a lot of different airports, a lot of different speaking countries, and being able to think quick on my feet helped me get to where I needed to go. I was afraid that the academics would be very different, but luckily everyone who was there was very welcoming to the abroad students and understanding that we have a different system of academics that we're used to. So they were very open to being able to meet with you and accommodate to you and what you needed, well, what I needed for studying there. So it was a lot of labs and in-person work, but no homework, which really threw me off. But towards the end, it all started like piling on because it was a bunch of like 3,000 word essays that are all due at the same day. So the academics were very different, but the professors and the academic advisors over there helped a lot. Well, I think being able to walk everywhere, honestly, it was a super walkable city. Everywhere you went, you would see people you knew, and it was super close to the airport. So getting to other countries was too easy, and I miss that a lot. Journal every single day. My advisor told me to multiple times throughout the term, and I didn't. And I regretted it so bad by the end. So it helps you remember the little things and go back to what you were doing in the moment, what you were feeling in the moment, which I think is really important when you're planning for future trips or just reflecting back. If you can, just like one sentence every day. I wish I had done that. I think it would be so amazing. Actually, I met the most amazing people while I was there. A couple of my best friends now I met while studying abroad. One of them was Tess from Wisconsin and Anna from Mexico. She was from Monterrey. And we were all roomed with, she was kind of a local, she was from Cambridge. And we just had the best times together. I remember during like the very first week I was there, I got there on a Friday. And then the first pub crawl we went on was a Tuesday. And that night, we all booked flights to go to Berlin for Oktoberfest, which was absolutely insane on that in retrospect. Like, I didn't know any of them, and we all left that Friday. So I think being able to really live in the moment with your study abroad people, like, you're all only there for such a short amount of time. You find yourself doing things that you wouldn't normally do in a really fun way. So we ended up going to probably, like, 10 different countries while I was there. Every weekend, we were just, like, on a plane. But during the week, we really were involved in the city and the campus, the university. Yeah, I think that's what I like to tell people the most about study abroad. Like, I met my best friends there, honestly. So it was a great time.